welcome to my channel. I've decided to ask the Socotra dragon tree for advice today. So the 4 cards we received were slowing down, participation, the portal keeper, and endless opportunities. So for this first card, this speaks about how we need to remember that we carry our home within us. This turtle, wherever it goes, its very shell, its very being is actually where it goes to hide for safety and cover. So as long as it's at home with itself, it's safe. And this is a good lesson for us because it's easy for us to be afraid and to disconnect from our own bodies and from our own center. Because when we're disconnected from that, we're looking outside of us for safety, for reassurance, when it actually helps us with boundaries. It helps us taking care of our bodies if we realize that our body is a part of us. Our body is our home. It's easy for us to get trapped in our mind and in our thoughts and forgetting that taking care of our vessels is so important and being really attached. So many people are completely disconnected to their bodies and they don't even realize it until they face really extreme pain or health issues. It can be easy for people, whether they are, taking substances, or even sometimes just in the esoteric world, people will kind of get lost in the ethers and not stay in tune with their physical body. Having this connection with our bodies is a reminder that while we are humans, while we are on this earth, this is our home. This vessel that we've been given is our attachment, is our connection to the earth and to ourselves. And remembering that, it will help also on a spiritual level and emotional level with loneliness, and with just any types of different negative feelings and insecurities we may be struggling with. It also helps us, I know a synchronicity for me has been learning more to connect to my emotional body, because as someone who is a huge overthinker, it's really easy for me to focus more on the I think this, I think that, what if this, what if that, when it's super important to really get in tune with what we're feeling. I know sometimes I get kind of lost in like the clouds, I guess you could say, that I don't always listen to my body and what it's asking of me. And people can have that habit of doing that, and it shows up physically. Like different parts of your body can end up having pains or like weaknesses when you're ignoring the spiritual aspects of that. Like our bodies are a reflection of our inner worlds, not just physiologically, but also spiritually. So like for instance, the right side is masculine and the left side is feminine. So if you're noticing certain pains in specific parts of your body, it's usually your body trying to speak to you about ways you are neglecting it, whether it is just physically, like you're not eating correctly or you're not giving yourself time to rest. But it can also be showing emotional or mental turmoils that you are ignoring because it's uncomfortable, or because you feel like you don't have time to sit with those negative feelings or those difficult conversations or memories. So being able to actually set that time to really ask yourself, how am I feeling? What are the emotions that have been coming up for me? Not just thinking about things a lot. Because again, it's like, I feel like it's easy for people to get in those slot loops of like, oh, well, this has been heavy on my mind, or this is going on at work, or around this time in my life, this thing happened and I've been thinking about that. It can be easy to just intellectualize everything, but asking our bodies what our bodies need from us and reminding ourselves that we need to take that time for ourselves and really feel what's going on with us, because again, it's easy for us to just think things or make excuses for ourselves or just distract ourselves from what's actually going on and what our body actually needs of us or is trying to communicate with us through our emotions. And the more we're able to really get in tune with that emotional aspect of ourselves, of that feelings with our bodies, the easier it is for us to keep that connection and be able to have that relationship with our bodies, and to have not only more trust, but to also be able to understand ourselves better so that we can take care of our physical bodies and also our emotional bodies. And that in turn will just help us be able to maneuver life easier and be able to know when we need times of rest, when there are people or experiences around us that we are not comfortable with or that we need a break from. And really having that connection is going to help us in the long run, both in just physical life, on our physical vessels, and just also to make our minds a calmer, more peaceful place for ourselves. This card also talks about like slowing down, taking that moment of like Zen, basically just sitting in the moment, enjoying just existing. Like things don't always have to be about, I have this goal to do, I have this thing to get done. It's easy for us to get caught up in the day-to-day things that we want or that we feel we need, when really it's just sometimes we just need that little moment to just sit back and exist, just laying down, not because we have to lay down or because we want to, but just to do it, just to be in that moment of meditation with our bodies, with ourselves. Sitting down, not because, oh, I have to get this done, or I have to take time to write this or do that, but just to do it, just for the sake of existing, just for the sake of being human and being alive in this moment for ourselves. So just taking those moments with your body to really understand it and sit with it and feel with it, that will help you right now. And the next card we got was participation. So in this card, they have the left hand is raising up, and in spiritual practices, the left hand is a receiving and the right hand is, or sorry, other way around. The left hand is, oh no, that's right. So the left hand is receiving and the right hand is giving. So you see they have this balance of a giving and receiving, and each individual is part of this whole. So this speaks of being able to be a part of the whole, being able to create this larger picture, being able to participate not just in a group, but in life in general. It's easy for us to kind of take a back seat in life and even just veg out. I think a lot of people get burnt out, and it's like sometimes it's easier just to watch other people experience life or watch other people do things while we just kind of get into a zoned out state, whether it's because our physical bodies are exhausted, whether it's because the mind chatter has been just making us stressed out or not wanting to deal with anything that might be going on with us. It's easy in those ways to just want to check out in whatever way, whether it's distractions like other people, other relationships, substances, or just in general, if there's other ways that you're, like you're scrolling through social media. There's just so many different ways that we can kind of want to just check out of our own lives. So this is just a reminder that we have this life to experience it, and not only just to be a part of whole, but to also add our own little flair to whatever experience we're bringing into, whether it's a community, whether it's a friend or family group, or just anything in our own personal lives. Remembering not to just take the back seat, but to also remember we are part of this whole. We are part of life. We are part of the world. And we each have our own individual addition and joy we can bring to our own lives, different interests we have, different things we're looking forward to, whatever lights you up and whatever is creating your own color and vibrancy to the world. Just remembering to have that balance of give and receive in life so that we can really be bringing our own essence into the world as well. And the third card we received was the Portal Keeper. So this card definitely speaks of, the mystical world we have around us, what is unseen around us. And for people who are very into like esoteric knowledge, things like that, this is just great. We love that idea of the unseen that exists alongside of us, that we don't see with our everyday vision, but we know exists there energetically. We know that there are all these other beings and energies, all these things that are all around us at all times. And if you practice your meditations more, if you're taking better care of your body, if you are taking these times to sit with yourself, these types of visions, these types of energies are easier to tap into and feel if you're really taking that time aside. And even understanding that your body itself is magical. There's a lot of different spiritual practices and health practices that actually reminds us that the body itself has so many different meridians, so many different energy spots on us that actually help us not just connect to our bodies and connect to the earth, but connect to those different energy fields, those different unseen portals, unseen visions. So the more you are able to clear your energetic and physical fields, the easier it is to be more connected and feel those energies. It's just amazing what people are actually capable of, but we're so trapped in not caring for ourselves and not caring for our vessels that it's easy for us to forget that we ourselves are magical. We ourselves are able to do so much more than we realize, so much more than we're capable of. And it's just like, even in small ways, when you start taking care of your body, whether it's different like facial or skin massages, or even learning more about the meridians, learning more about our chakra systems in things like breath work and sound healing, all these different ways that we can heal our bodies or connect to our bodies, both physically and emotionally. It really opens up a whole other world of ways for us to see and feel these energies that we don't always get to experience when we aren't as connected with our bodies and aren't as connected with the earth. And this could also be a good time now if you are wanting to feel more energies or needing that healing, to just sit with the earth. And if you happen to be close to any vortexes, any type of energetic places that are good for healing, that can also help you have that connection if you are feeling a little disconnected from that magic or from yourself. And the final card we received was Endless Opportunities. So this card always reminds me of the Seven of Cups, just because you see she has so many options. She has all these little bubbles of magic, all of these opportunities out for her in this world. And she has this bit of inner knowing, but you see each one of these has a butterfly. Each one of these has a promise of hope inside of it. And just understanding that whatever choice you may have, if it's the choice that you feel is in your heart, if you have choices that you know are leading you in a way that's compassionate, that has integrity, that has love and kindness, that has joy and safety for yourself and for others, you can't go wrong. It's easy for us as human beings to stick to our habits, to stick to our routines, because as humans, we're kind of evolved to understand these patterns, to stick to what we know, because if it's what's been safe, then it's easy for us to want to continue to do that because that's how we've survived for as long as we have. But understanding that you are safe either way, you are safe taking a chance on yourself and taking a chance on different opportunities, doing something that is new to you, doing something that is out of the ordinary for yourself, and just allowing yourself to have these different dreams, just allowing yourself to take a different path and see where it leads you. You can always continue doing the same thing you've been doing, but to allow yourself to try something new, to see what else is out there for you, and understanding that regardless, you are safe and loved. And again, as long as you are doing it in a place of integrity, in a place of understanding, and knowing that you're not out to cause any problems for others, and you're not out to cause any harm to yourself, you will find different little bubbles of happiness for yourself. You just have to trust that your heart knows what you want. And again, as long as you know that you're not doing it in a way that's going against your boundaries, going against your own safety, and that's not in any way trying to be hurtful towards others, you will find these different ideas, these different paths that are going to help you out and give you a new experience. Because again, you can always go back to similar patterns and habits that you've done before if you decide that these other goals that you want to try out just aren't for you. It's just a fun way to experience new paths in life that you haven't tried before. So, trusting yourself, trusting your guides, trusting the goals you can have for yourself will just be a fun way to explore. And worst case scenario, you know that you tried something new, and it'll just be a nice way to allow yourself to explore these different visions and see if you find anything else that you enjoy in your life from this. So, this is the reading, and I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great new moon, and thank you for watching.